What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense, and I'm sitting here wondering, is Isaiah Washington, formerly of Grey's Anatomy, auditioning to be Clayton Bigsby? I don't know. We got to talk about it because he said some stuff about the Klan that is blowing my mind, and then we got to get into Eboni K. Williams. So like the videos my intro plays because we got a lot to discuss, and we do not have a lot of time.
Make it make sense. Could somebody please make it make sense?
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Okay, guys, so this is crazy, but before we get into that, I did a video. It was extremely important. I think there's a puzzle piece that came from this viral video called Racism Explained in 30 Seconds as to why the rate of Black women who are being trafficked is greater than any other group. It was a very important video. I will link it at the end of this video. I ask that you check it out. YouTube turned the comments off on that video, so I'll probably do another post about it where you can comment in my community tab about how you felt and if you like that type of content. But anyway, let's get into Isaiah Washington. If you don't know Isaiah Washington, he was a big-time actor in shows like Grey's Anatomy, and then he moved on to The 100. His career kind of got scarred because of this moment. He won an award. There were some rumors about him, and he decided to use a slur on the red carpet to clear up the rumors. Let me let you see.
No, I did not call TRM. Never happened.
People thought that he would be canceled, but then he got the role of on The 100, and his career, I think that lasted for another 6 years, maybe like 2014 to 2020. Anyway, I woke up to this post from him, and I want you guys to let me know what you think, because to me, it sounded like he was speaking fondly of Klan members. He posted this and deleted it, but y'all know the neighborhood talk, keep their eyes to the street, and they screenshot everything. He said, I had some of the best elementary school teachers and even some neighbors that I knew were Klan members back in Texas while growing up. I knew where they stood with me, and they also knew where I stood with them in elementary. So maybe, maybe that kind of warped his perception very early on, because you have teachers who don't want to drink from the same water fountain as you. They don't. It's deep, y'all. The boundaries were very clear. Very clear, and I still play with their kids. I just couldn't drink from their outside water hose or come inside their house to eat, and their houses were usually much smaller than what I grew up in. What does them have a smaller house have to do with anything about you not being able to eat from their dish or, drink from their water hose? Did you feel special because you could still play with their kids? I don't know. It's extremely weird. My mother never refused to let their kids into our house to eat a summer lunch and drink from our vintage JFK water glasses. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. Are y'all understanding what he's trying to say? Because I can't help but wonder today if their kids are vigorously supporting me as an actor today, simply because I showed them love and respect as a true Texan and a true American. So true Americans and true Texans are expected to show love and respect to Klans members? What? Even when their parents and grandparents forbid them to reciprocate love and respect for me publicly to me back then. But I'm infamous now. I wonder, why are you sitting around wondering about whether Klans members support your acting career? What is that? I don't understand. It might just be me. Y'all put in the comments. So I try to puzzle piece some of these things, but let me show you this, because this might add a little bit to it. I can't say that I understand what he's trying to say, but he posted this, It says, I'm no longer interested in the back and forth regarding a color construct that keeps us as humans being divided, nor am I interested in politics or anything vitriolic. So that so the color constructs, is that what he's trying to say in regards to him loving Klans members? I will be traveling this great country before it falls into socialism and then communism. Until then, know that this Frederick Douglass conservative will keep his power dry and loves you all. I searched it. There is no such thing specifically as a Frederick Douglass conservative. The only thing you find about Frederick Douglass, other than, the things that he believed in abolishing slavery, there's like a back and forth between Democrats and Republicans because he technically was a Republican back in the day. So both parties, kind of like claim and fight over him, but none of that means anything like or speaks to Frederick Douglass conservative. There is no, he made that up, y'all. I don't know what's wrong with this man. The best thing I can think is he's trying to be the next Clayton Bigsby. Maybe he says he's retired, but he's trying to do the live action movie about Clayton Bigsby, the blind black Klansman from the Dave Chappelle show. I don't get it. But put in the comments how you feel about him or if you even care about him.
Next day.
Okay, we're on to Eboni K. Williams. If you don't know Eboni K. Williams, she was on Fox News as a commentator, correspondent for a while. She then went on to the Real Housewives of New York, and some people blame her for the cancellation of that show. I don't know. I was fine with her being on the show. Anyway, she did an interview because she worked for the Grio with Ian Van Zandt, and she ended up going viral for her comments on who she would date. So I want you guys to hear the full, because you heard a clip. I want you guys to hear the full clip so that I can tell you what my specific thoughts are on what she said, because let me let you hear, and then we'll talk about it.
Crowns, right? How we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all.
Across the color and age spectrum. So she's not specifically talking about black men.
They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources. And some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
She's very true. Black women are actually the fastest growing degreed professional group. And women are bridging the gap on the glass ceiling. All great things. Hats off. I'm proud to say those statistics about black women. Love it. But remember, she wasn't specifically talking about black men. She was specifically talking about all men of all colors and all ages.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date?
If he owns the bus, if he owns
No.
it, if he owns the bus,
That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem.
Okay.
Because
I don't think it's a problem. I don't believe in policing other people's body parts. If she wants to date very, very wealthy men, or if she wants to date a bus driver, or if she wants to date somebody who owns a bus, it's really her business. You might be surprised at my response, but I say date who you want. It is what it is. And some people feel as though because her mother was a bus driver, she's looking down on bus drivers. The way I view it is she can date who she wants, people. It's her business. I don't think that anybody has a right to tell you who or what to date. Do I think that a bus driver is a lower class individual to maybe like the CFO who she used to date? In my opinion, everybody is created equal. Is that the way the world sees it? No. So you have some people who are up in arms because they feel like, wow, she's a snob. Who are you to say who you won't date and stuff like that? On the other hand, you have people saying, don't date down. I don't really, y'all, that's not my argument here. I fully agree with Eboni in the sense that Eboni can date whomever Eboni wants to date. Some people looked up her dating history and saw that she was dating an ex-CFO. Some people want to talk about the fact that when she was on Real Housewives of New York, technically her rich boyfriend went during the, Panini 2020, back to his family and lived with them, broke up with Eboni, but then allowed Eboni to stay in the really nice, expensive apartment that he was paying for. So on the show, she was having to find her own place and then, start paying rent. So some people were up in arms about that because she was saying, well, men aren't, able to provide and stuff like that, when she was provided for when he went back to his family and allowed to stay rent free. Those aren't my thing. Eboni can date whoever Eboni wants to date, period. Every man, every woman can date who they want to date, period. But I want you guys to hear the response, because I like to give you guys the back end. And sometimes I don't want to say she was pandering, but I want you to hear her specific response to the backlash that she got. Because she says people talked about the way she looks. It's not fair. She just gave her opinion on who she would date. But this is, let me get to it. Take that off. Okay.
50,000 plus comments posted on social. I only saw a handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position, and recognizing that I am actually speaking and pouring into the ascension of Black men when I said what I said. But see, no, some of y'all were too busy naming and shaming me personally.
Here's the thing. I agree with what Eboni said about who Eboni could date. Again, I can't say that enough. Date whoever you want. I was listening to some people, and I was listening to a Black content creator who said, why is it that Black women always have to settle? Why would Black women have to settle for a bus driver? I would like to bring her on the show and see if I can get her on to, fully explain what she was saying. But when Eboni responded, she said it was about the ascension of Black men. That wasn't the question. The question was, would you date a bus driver? Her response was no, and that's her fair response. But to come on and say that her response was about the ascension of Black men, that's not the case. Let me go ahead and again let you hear what Eboni had to say. Here we go. Again, this is what Eboni had to say. Now, keep in mind, Eboni works for the Grio, which the viewership is 54% men, and it's predominantly Black men. So when she responds to the backlash, let me let you hear what she said.
Right? How we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about.
So you weren't talking about Black men in that conversation. That's the only issue that I have with what she said. Why is it now that I don't know, maybe her bosses made her respond to the backlash? To me, I would think the viewership went up because when you have a viral clip like that involving Ian Levan Sant, it's a good look for the network, unless they are getting people who are maybe threatening not to watch anymore. I don't know. But to me, that response, what you didn't, it sounded great. I'm uplifting Black men, but technically that wasn't the question. It was very personal to you, and you brought up men of all shades and ages. So just the thought there. I love to give you guys background, and we kind of, we do the puzzle pieces around here of stuff that doesn't fit, and that response did not fit. I would prefer to say, yeah, I said it because I'm not going to date a bus driver, and that's just what it is. And I can do with my I have agency over my own body, and I have my own thoughts and own wishes. And I'm a very, degreed professional attorney woman, and I want to date somebody who is a degreed professional attorney woman. Why would we want her to date any occupation of anybody that she's not happy with? Date who you want, ma'am. But when you respond truthfully. It was not necessarily a Black man thing. And that's the thing right there. So again, guys, check out my video regarding racism explained in 30 seconds. It definitely was something that I'm very proud of. I will see you guys later because I'm sure some more stuff is going to pop off. Like the video and have a great day.